episode 6 of Ankahee. And thank you so much for all the positive response for the first podcast where we talk about films. We're gonna drop the next one this Sunday. Today we have with us Zubin Shah. He's my classmate and he's an actor. And we've had some conversations about existentialism, this and that, some random things. So I think it's gonna be fun and we'll wait for him to join. Another thing, a lot of people texted me after Leher's episode where she mentioned that let's do a session with you. So I'm planning to go live and talk about my story, and I guess Leher will moderate that session. And but I'm not too sure about that because it sounds really like self promotion kind of a thing. But yeah, I guess if you're like that I should do it, like I don't want to make this like a YouTube thing that get 200 likes, this that blah blah blah. If you feel like you want to know what I have talk I what's my story, then maybe just text me and I'll be happy to do that. And now Leher is saying no for what, I don't know. Okay, so we'll wait for Zubin. He's an actor, so I don't want to stereotype actors, but he is late, I guess. So yeah, so if like a lot of people texted me, Vinayak talked about that, Zubin was talking about that, and a bunch of other people texted me that let's you go live, this that. I didn't know, but not making this about myself, like self promotion. But yeah, if you would like to do that, then maybe next Monday sometime I'll just go live. And okay, Zubin is here. Zubin, just send me a request to be on the live so that we can start the conversation. Okay, let's do this. Let's do it on my birthday then, 17th. Yes, Zubin is almost here. I'll wait for him to join and hopefully the hi.
Hello,
Oh,
hello, hello, hello.
क्या हाल चाल?
Top of the world, as always. How are you?
How are you? Like how everyone is just so done with this whole thing, lockdown and everything. How are you on top of the world?
Bro, on surprisingly, I think lockdown was beneficial for me. Like it's a very different outtake and like outlook at the whole thing. But I honestly think it was really beneficial. हाँ, I'll be
Yeah.
lying if I say कि हाँ अभी नहीं अभी काम पे जाना है. But इससे ज़्यादा नहीं. ये हो गया. This is the threshold.
How was
But
it beneficial for you?
bro, I got to. So when you have no work, you have a
Hmm.
lot of time that you can spend with yourself.
Hmm.
So it's come to a point that uh, spending time with myself has been very beneficial because I think in a certain way I've found myself who was lost for many years again, if that makes
Hmm,
any
hmm, hmm.
sense.
Okay.
By taking up new hobbies or
Hmm, hmm,
just focusing on what more you want to do in life or like
hmm,
what do you want to do in
hmm,
future.
hmm, hmm,
So
hmm,
in a
hmm.
way, it's been beneficial. Yeah, it was a rocking journey.
And why do you think you lost yourself before the lockdown period? Do you think what's wrong with, like, how
Uh,
did you lose yourself?
I think, bro, I honestly think when we're growing up, yeah,
Mhm.
somewhere you lose that childlike feeling that you have. You know,
You did that. You lost
I
that. You sure
I think
about
so.
that?
I swear, I swear it came to a point that I was really doubting myself. Yeah, I was really
Mhm.
doubting everything that was going on around me. I was really doubting everything. Like even if someone said something good about me, I felt कि अच्छा fine, there must be some ulterior motive, and I was over analyzing everything. But it just like it came to a point that so when you're a kid, when you have like a small gun also, like a toy gun,
Mhm.
you get excited, you feel you're a cop or a bad person.
Yeah.
So you just don't care. You're
Huh.
acting.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
when you're growing up, you start thinking, acha fine, ये तो toy gun है. You know,
Hmm.
this is not real.
Mhm.
And you
Mhm.
stop. imagining yourself in that process
Hmm.
while growing up.
Okay.
So I think that childlike feeling is back, you know?
It's back. I never felt in these 3 years that childlike feeling was ever gone. But yeah, makes sense. But
Yeah.
let's come to the work part that you're an actor.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Now, you're not from a film family,
No,
right?
not at all.
Then why would you do this to yourself, man?
uh, Bro, sheer love. It's like I'm not from a film family, but I've grown up around films. So
Okay.
my calling towards acting was also
Hmm.
because of my grandfather. He wanted to be a director,
Okay.
and he was
Oh,
highly
okay.
inspired. Yeah, yeah, he was highly inspired by Guru Dutt. He was a big Major Devanand fan, and my because of like a lot of responsibilities, because he was the oldest sibling and his mother passed away,
Uh-huh.
he couldn't pursue what he wanted to pursue.
Sorry.
But no
Yeah.
problem. Take it, take
No, no.
it.
Continue, continue.
So it came to I remember I was a like a small kid, yeah, and there's this talkies single screen cinema called Pinky Talkies near my house. And at that point of time वो शोले दिखा रहे थे. तो दादाजी ने बोला चलो let's go watch शोले. So my दादाजी, my dadi
Okay.
and I, we went to see शोले. And that was the time when I thought कि
How
नहीं
were they?
यार,
How were they showing Sholay when you were
the
born?
rerun, the rerun.
Ah, okay. Yeah, yeah. They released Sholay 3 times. Yeah, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh-huh.
So he showed it to me, and like that, I'm a Bachchan fan. At that point of time, I was in love with Dharmendra. यार. Like the whole, like the whole, it was too good. So at
Okay.
that point of time, it germinated the,
Hmm.
that kida of acting.
Hmm.
And every time we go see a movie in theaters, we come back. There is an hour-long discussion. My mom has to make tea for Dada, and we're sitting, we're
Hmm.
talking about movies, we're talking about this shot, that shot.
Hmm.
So even if I'm not from a film
Yeah,
background,
yeah, yeah.
technically
Uh-huh.
my house was a film school, you
Hmm.
know?
Okay. But you talked about Sholay and the
Yeah,
type of acting they have done in Sholay is something we have lost in the past. Well, almost lost in the past. I hope. And things have changed drastically now. So,
yeah.
is your approach towards acting is like that I want to be the hero, or it's more about playing a
I was
character and
I was
sorry.
waiting for this question. I was waiting for it. Say anyways, go on.
So what is it? No, no. So what is your
Uh,
approach? Do you want to be hero, or do you want to like you have
it
very Zubin Shah school of acting wala approach?
it
Just
honestly
taking a
started
random name.
with it honestly started with me being a hero, yeah. I won't lie to you. I was dying to do like a Simba entry or like a like a like a masala film. But also it's come to a point that I've started valuing acting. I started like value acting more. You know, I keep acting on a pedestal, like on a pedestal compared to like being a hero. And over the years, I've come to a point that I've understood that all this is secondary here. The let's say like the fame or the money or being a hero is all of this is secondary. If
Yeah.
you're good between what you do between action and cut, people will value you. So my love for acting started growing quite late. So
Okay.
initially it was very like hero बनना है, ये करना है, मतलब 10
Fame
लोगों को
driven.
मारना है. हाँ, fame driven, correct, fame driven. And now it's come to a point that यार, I'm in love with acting.
Okay.
I'd be lying
I
if
would
I
like
said
to.
I'd be lying if I said
Huh.
I don't get fame for that. I want fame as well. But that is a minimal part of it. You know, the love for acting has grown immensely.
Okay. And a lot of people are saying hero. Anyway, so I was saying that we had this conversation where you were doing auditions and everything, and you told me that, bro, I'm not understanding where do I fit?
Correct.
Where do I fit
Yeah.
in which frame or where? Can you elaborate on that? Like that's an interesting aspect. of
Bro,
your huh.
it came to a point that no matter what I was doing, I was getting rejected.
Hmm.
So it came to a point के sometimes when I go for an audition, they say कि यार तू बड़ा good looking है, तू ये part में fit नहीं होगा.
Hmm.
One aspect which was
Hmm.
quite unlikely to hear. Like I've heard people saying like you're not so good looking. And
Acha.
then on the other side, on the other side,
Dude, sorry,
when
continue.
I went for another audition and a big banner house, a big production
Hmm.
house was they were launching New Kids, and
Okay.
I gave an audition. And
Hmm.
that audition, um, I asked him, "Okay, can I give an audition for then another character?" So he
Hmm.
looked at me. I was standing there. He looked at me from ऊपर से नीचे, and he went like, "No, we need someone like a little more who has a little more screen presence and who's a little more.
Oh,
I mean, you do not fit, you know."
fuck. Haha.
This is nothing, bro. It came to a point that so I was on a trial period with this one agency. So
Hmm. Hmm.
agency they get you
Yeah.
work and you go
Yeah.
and give auditions. It
Hmm.
was a modeling agency and they gave me around 4 to 5 auditions.
Hmm.
And in those auditions also, I went thinking, कि अच्छा fine, चलो मजा आएगा, देते audition. It was a good ad.
Hmm.
I went, I was sitting there, and the assistant comes, and he's like, अच्छा आपको किसने भेजा? I said, ये agency ने. So
Hmm.
he said, are you sure? I said, हाँ क्यों? नहीं नहीं बैठो बैठो. He went
Hmm.
and 3 4 लोग और आए. When those
Okay.
3 4 people came, they were like 6'2" with like biceps, having biceps, and like shoulders being so big that they can like punch you and all. And at that point of time, I realized कि यार that's what he meant. कि यार तुझे
हाँ
किसने भेजा?
हाँ 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 हाँ
So my fight for the longest of time in my head was कि यार where do I fit? You know,
हम्म
एक जन बोलता है कि यार you don't fit because तू गांव का लड़का नहीं लगता. But एक साइड
हम्म
people are saying that तुझे किसने भेजा?
तो फिल्म वाला सिटी वाला लड़का भी नहीं लगता पीपल
हाँ.
लाइक पोर्ट्रेयल ऑफ हाँ ओके
But now it's come to a point that fit क्यों होना?
okay so you'll just wait for the part right
Yeah,
where you fit hmm. Okay,
yeah.
this audition process you mentioned a bunch of incidents previous conversation with an actor was I guess Lair and then over there also I asked her that going like I went to the one of the casting office for some
Oh, you
work
went.
and it was
Did
very
you
very
audition?
hot. No, I didn't. Let's not go there. And that was very, very horrifying. And like, how do you have this that okay, you are an actor, you know how to act, you can play any character. Let's start with that, okay? Any character you can play.
Yeah.
But the way you are treated in a casting office and the rejection you face every day, and like usually people go for multiple auditions in one day, right? If I'm not wrong. And so
Depends,
it's
bro.
just multiple yeah maybe not but again rejection every day for so many times this that how do you cope up with that man like I just don't get it I don't get it
Bro,
like I ask this
you
question have comes on this live session
you have to be completely obsessed with the fact that you love acting, and you have to
hmm.
have that unconditional love. Like I'll be lying if I said that I don't have low days. I do. And when I have low days, it bogs you down, man, mentally, physically,
Hmm.
emotionally. You
Yeah
also do fit you also do feel like, acha, am I in the right direction? You know, am I
hmm.
doing something which is good or ऐसे ही है, मतलब life ऐसे ही निकल जाएगी. You do get these
Hmm.
questions, man. But
Yeah
the fact that you love it so much keeps you going. So there
hmm.
were days when I stopped, when I was like, नहीं जाने का ही नहीं है मेरे को करने का
Hmm.
है, क्या कर लेंगे? But then
Hmm.
after 2 3 days you feel like, अरे यार क्यों नहीं जाने का?
Hmm.
मतलब why not?
Okay
Just go. What will happen? What is the worst thing that can happen? They'll say no. They'll say no
hmm.
once. They'll say no twice. They'll say no 10 times. I remember this
Hmm.
incident where I was chasing this casting director for 2 years. For
Hmm.
2 years, I had no contacts, nothing. And I was constantly chasing him. And he was constantly telling me, no, no. you don't fit, आपका
Okay.
intro है हमारे पास. Okay, so for
Huh.
those of them who are watching us, it's
Huh.
the process is such that first you go to Aram Nagar, to
Huh.
this mecca of auditions, and what happens is when you're going there, casting directors don't know you. If you've
Huh.
not done any work, whatever, you give your intro first. Intro में
Okay.
you tell them about yourself or your acting
Huh.
experiences or
Huh.
whatever. And then once if you do fit a part, they'll call you for any auditions.
Okay.
And
Okay.
then if you're good at it, they'll like shortlist you. If you're really good at it, they'll shortlist you. Then you'll have the meeting with the producers. Then you might
Huh.
get locked also. So the whole
Okay.
process is like that.
Huh.
So initially I was lost, man.
Huh.
I had no idea what to do. I
Huh.
was going there, I had given intros, I wasn't getting any calls.
Okay.
So slowly I started understanding that my job right now is just to give auditions.
Huh.
Rejections, no rejections, doesn't matter. My job is to
Okay.
do a good job when I'm giving auditions. Even if I
Huh.
get rejected, so I read this tip somewhere that
Huh.
after giving the audition, do not call the casting director. Do not call
Huh.
him. If you fit in, he will call you. वो पागल नहीं है कि
Huh.
उधर ही बैठा है. हाँ, मतलब you be in touch with the assistants and
Huh.
you be in touch with like all of them and make like a good bond between them.
Huh.
But your undying love will take you, bro.
Huh.
Your immense
Okay.
love for acting will make you do
Yeah.
it, even if you want
Okay.
to quit.
Uh-huh. And so this, so to say, system we have created for the whole film industry, so to say, Bollywood नहीं बोल रहा हूँ, just in general films, there are like acting is on number 10 in the list of what are the things an actor has to do just to get to the audition. You know what? Other
Yeah.
things you have to do just to like be an actor, because the first thing is that I read this or I heard this somewhere कि इंडिया में सबको एक्टर बनना है, ठीक है?
हाँ.
उसमें से बनते बहुत कम लोग हैं for obvious reasons. So the moment you say that you want to become an actor, they are like, अरे हो, हमें हमारा भी था सपना, हमने भी पीछे छोड़ दिया ना जॉब, सो तेरा भी वही होगा. They judge you
I
straight
get,
away. They
bro.
judge you.
Still, I have
हाँ.
aunties and uncles in my building
हम्म.
who they ask, "Beta, શું કરે છે?" I said, "Uncle, આમ તો actor છું, but ચાલુ છે આમ struggle." अच्छा, actor છે. પપ્પાનો ધંધો છે ને? I said, हाँ, but that is not my calling, man. Anyways, go on.
No, I'm just asking you, what are the other things you have to do just to, like, what are the other things an actor has to do just so that people believe that he's an actor? Because वो एक
People,
बना के,
people,
हाँ.
people believe that he's an actor. Uh,
Yeah, because see, the thing is that when a Nawazuddin Siddiqui walks like right past you, when he was struggling, you won't consider him as an actor we have right now, right?
yeah,
So
true.
that I'm talking about basically the Aram Nagar actors. I'm not talking. I'm just talking about the guys you talked about
Bro,
earlier.
you can classify me also as an Aram Nagar actor, bro. मतलब,
No, that's not a bad thing. I just don't want to offend anyone because I don't mean it like that. I'm just asking what are the other things you have to do as an actor except acting. Yeah, let's boil it down to that.
uh, bro, work on yourself. You have
Hmm.
to. And
Okay.
I just don't believe just as an actor, but as like any person.
Hmm.
Because if you don't work on yourself, people को दिखता है यार. I mean,
Hmm.
I'm not saying कि तुम जिम जाओ, बॉडी बनाओ और पूरा टाइम मिरर के सामने एक्टिंग करो और ये सब करो. नहीं, that is crazy, that is
Huh.
stupid. But work on yourself, work on your craft. If you're an
Hmm.
actor, if you really want to improve. I had this
Hmm.
conversation with Deshpande, and
Hmm.
I was asking him कि bro acting school जाना चाहिए नहीं जाना चाहिए. I mean, I was confused. I was contemplating.
Huh.
So
Huh.
he told me one thing that when if you're a born, my thought process was if you're a born actor, you cannot through film school you cannot become an actor. That was my thought
Okay.
process initially. He
Hmm.
said कि bro, you are a born singer, but
Hmm.
that doesn't mean you won't train, no?
Huh.
So even if you're a
Hmm.
born actor, you have to train yourself in many ways. I'm
Hmm.
not just saying by going into acting school, but constantly work on yourself in different directions. You know,
Hmm.
like
Hmm.
like I was saying, this lockdown has been like quite helpful for me.
Hmm.
I started reading again, which I'm kind of proud of because there was a time I was thinking कि यार क्या है यार बैठ ही नहीं सकता
Hmm.
2 पेज read किया and
Hmm.
I go off to sleep.
Hmm.
But it opens you up to it just opens your mind. So
Hmm.
first thing foremost, work on yourself. B,
Yeah.
you don't look at people just by um कि हाँ this guy will be helpful for me for my work.
Hmm.
Let's make relations
Hmm.
with him. This guy will be
Okay.
helpful for me. Let's make relations with him. Nay, you make relations even if it's a casting assistant. You make relations because you like that person. You don't be fake.
Hmm.
You know, I've come to
Okay.
realization that you know तुम जैसे भी हो ना, you have a place wherever you want to be.
Hmm.
You don't have to
Hmm.
be someone else, or you don't have to pretend to be someone else just so that you can fit in. So other than
Okay.
acting, I just think you should be true to yourself, work on yourself constantly, and polish your craft. Yeah, you know,
Okay.
if
And
that makes any
about
sense.
speaking, yeah, it does, it does. But I'll come back to that. But the thing you mentioned right now, not being fake, like usually when I personally look around, that's all I see, man. Like a lot of people just to get work. You and like okay, I don't want to. I'm not saying a particular person, but I'm just saying that some of the actors are so bad at faking it that the person who they are talking to knows that they are faking it. So यार तुम लोग अगर रियल लाइफ में खुद का ही एक persona नहीं carry कर पा रहे हो, then how will you act? Anyway,
I
but do you think that
uh,
not being fake will work out in your favor? It will take time,
uh
but it will work out in your
yeah, bro. Why not? I mean, I'm
favor.
not saying you be blunt and like just lash out on national TV and say, "Okay, acha, fine, this person is this and this person is that, and that person is the flag bearer of nepotism." No, you don't do that. You be politically correct. You know, you're not
Okay.
here to make enemies. You're not here to make whatever. I mean, you have a problem, you can sort it out like very civil, in a very civilized way as well. What I'm saying by not being fake is, um, how do I explain it? Acha, fine. You you know that casting director is looking for something. Now,
Okay.
just to be goody goody, and you know that casting director is casting for something, just to be goody goody and be in his good books, you'll be like, अरे सर क्या पिक्चर थी, क्या काम किया, क्या पिक्चर बनी है, वाह 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 मजा आ गया. नहीं मत करो ना, तो अपना काम करो. If you genuinely don't feel it, don't say it.
Okay.
See, if you if there are two times when a person shouldn't speak. If there is something negative coming out of their mouth, or if that person is being fake. Now, all of this is philosophy. Sometimes even I be a little negative, but this is what I try to be most of
Okay.
the time. That and constantly comparing yourself to others, यार. कि अच्छा देख इसकी बॉडी मस्त है, देख देख इसकी बॉडी मस्त है, मैं भी थोड़ा बॉडी बनाता हूँ, मेरे को पार्ट मिलेगा. नहीं ना. See, making, for example, going to the gym, if you're really passionate about it, you go. But just because you're doing it because some other person is doing it and you're constantly comparing yourself with the other person will bog you down, man. Because no matter what, if even if you're sitting at this casting director's office and there are 10 actors, there are going to be 15 actors who are going to be much more talented than you are, much more good looking than you are, and might have like a six pack which you don't have, if that's what you're going for. But the truth is to be true to yourself and not like kill yourself for no
Okay.
reason.
Huh. Okay. And okay, going back to the beginning where you mentioned Simba. So you've been studying films for three
Yeah,
years. Like
yeah.
we were in the
Are
same
we?
class, like
Were we?
almost. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's say that to be politically correct, as you said. So
Sorry. Yeah.
yeah. So 3 years, and in general also, I'm thinking that you must be watching a lot of different type of cinema except mainstream films, right?
Yeah.
Do you, what do you think about a film like Simba now? Not as an actor, as a film student, then we'll talk about as an actor.
As a film student, I don't like it. As a film student, if I
But
look at it very technically, I do not like it. But if you
Okay.
ask me, would you go to Chandan and watch that film in a single screen? Yes, I would.
As an audience.
100% I would. I'd throw
And as
coins
an
also.
actor?
No. So I have a very I might do a one for you, one for me kind of film.
As
While
in?
it's okay, if I on if I have like a Simba on table and if I
Hmm.
have another film also on table, I might consider Simba. It's not that I won't consider Simba because
Okay.
that is my child, like the child inside me who still loves seeing that Phata poster Nikla.
Hmm.
He loves it.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
the mature me also says that, my satisfaction is also creating art and presenting it on the table.
Okay.
So while I might do a Simba, I will also do a film like a Ship of Theseus, if given an
Hmm. Hmm.
opportunity. It's a great film,
Hmm.
but if given an opportunity,
Okay.
I,
But do you feel that acha, theek hai, you got a Simba, you did one Simba, all right? Now your persona in the industry is like Ranveer Singh. Now, do you think there is an option for Ranveer Singh to go back and do a film like Ship of Theseus? Do you think he
why
has
not,
that
bro?
choice?
Why
With
not, bro?
so much of like huge amounts of money is riding on him. Your living standard, your persona has become a certain way. He is catering to an audience now, right? Like
Correct.
no one is expecting Ranveer Singh audience who's going to watch Simba and all the other films he has done won't appreciate him in Ship of Theseus because people will go for Ranveer Singh and they'll be like, "Arey bro, ye kya ho raha hai?" You know what I mean? Do you
But
think that choice
are
will
you
power?
really doing are you really creating art just I be see are you creating art for your satisfaction or just for people to like tell you what to do? Like if I like
Of course.
something that
Hmm.
if I like something that I really want to do, I would do it. I understand there are like crores and crores of money riding on me,
Hmm.
but yeah, I won't be live with the fact that I'll only be doing a certain type of film all my life. I won't be
Hmm.
able to
Hmm.
like be satisfied with that.
Hmm.
While
Hmm.
I understand I've made a certain persona by doing a film like a masala film, but I can also make a certain type of persona by doing another kind of film.
Okay.
An
Hmm. Hmm.
actor, like
Hmm.
till now, I'm waiting for that one chance. But
Hmm.
after I get that chance, and after I become a little more successful,
Hmm. Hmm.
I will be on the other side where I have to choose what I have to do. And an
Yeah.
actor can be as great as his choices.
Hmm. Hmm.
Do you get it? So
Yeah, yeah, I
while
get it.
a Ranbir Kapoor thinking that acha fine, probably let's say people do like he's done many films which are quite similar, like
Hmm.
Rockstar. It's a brilliant
Hmm.
film.
Hmm.
Um, he's done that. He's done Tamasha also,
Hmm.
correct? And which is
Yeah.
like he's constantly finding himself. He's done Ye Jawani Hai Diwani as well.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
While on the other hand, Ranveer Singh has also done like a diverse number of films which have like diverse, like he's catering to everyone. Do you get what I mean?
Sort of. Yeah, okay, but okay, so the thing you mentioned that yeah, it's the choices you make. There is this one quote I read by some actor that my filmography has to be such that once I die and all my characters are put in one room, they don't have anything to speak about in common.
Exactly.
So I don't know whose quote
Exactly.
is that, but yeah, I get what you're saying. Okay, Ritik is going crazy. Zubin Deniro.
You're not a secret.
Okay, so speaking about your work, and let's say that I am a writer director. Okay, what my struggle is that I have to get money to make something, right? Your struggle depends a lot on other people. The job of an
Correct.
actor is very depend. It depends on a lot of people, and a very minimal amount of things are in your hands.
Correct.
So, how do you think that will work out in your favor? Because you at this point in time don't know where is the script, where is the right script for you. Is it there? Is it getting made? Is it not getting made? What else is going on? Isn't that scary? That
It
you
is.
can't do shit without other people. Yeah,
It
sorry.
is.
Continue.
It is.
Uh-huh.
Uh, but right now, what choice do I have? Do I have a
No,
choice?
even in the future, do you think you have a choice? Because you are an actor, right?
In the future, after being a little known, I do think I might have a choice. But right now, beggars can't be choosers. Right now, whatever, yes, there are times when I've not done certain type of something because I'm not comfortable doing it, and I think, yeah, this is not good. I don't want to do
Okay.
that. But looking back, I do somewhat right now. It might not affect me that much because मेरा struggle कितना ही हुआ, you know. But future में जाके, if I don't get anything, and if I look back and if I see कि fuck वो कर लेना चाहिए था, pardon my French, but fuck वो कर लेना चाहिए था. So there might come a point that I might regret not doing that, you know. But right now, you just have to keep. What I have to do is just keep giving auditions. It simply boils down to that. If I get a part, it's
Okay.
good. If I don't get a part, another audition.
Okay. And how do you look at the craft of acting, removing all the practical aspects aside, just the craft, pure craft and art of acting? What is your
What
take
do you
on
mean?
that? Just
It's
why do you want to act, maybe, or how do you approach a character? Like, we can talk about your short film Need, it was, right? We can talk about that, or some process of yours, which will give us a context of how do you or part or your art form or your craft, anything.
uh bro, first of all, I think acting is beautiful. I mean, just imagine you're being so like you're being you can be a cop also, you can be a person who has withdrawal symptoms from like drugs or alcohol also. You can be a person, you can be anything in life, whoever you want to be. I mean, there's no boundaries, and there is no right and wrong. If you're sitting behind a computer desk coding, you know okay, acha, this is the right code and this is the wrong code. But this, like, art is subjective. There is no right and wrong. There's just your interpretation to the character. Having said
Okay.
that, my kind of process during Need, it was a little more, I won't say complicated, but it was more layered. And my director Sehaj helped me a lot because she had this certain vision in her head and she wanted me to deliver that. So for Need, what happened was she told me categorically to lock yourself, isolate yourself completely. And for I think 2.5 weeks, I locked myself inside my room, my own room. And I used to go out, but have no contact with anyone. I
Okay.
I ate very minimal food. She told me not to sleep at all, but that was a little impossible because I had to
Because,
sleep.
yeah.
हाँ, थोड़ा है अपन lazy भी. But I slept, but very minimal amount. And during the shoot, like 3 4 days before the shoot, I did not sleep at all. So it did play with my head a lot. My head was hurting, like, obviously, but I was hearing voices as well, even post shoot. So that process was a little scary. And oh, also,
Okay.
she told me to watch disturbing stuff, like to research about the character more, to research about like alcoholism or
Yeah.
withdrawals from alcohol, and a lot of things more. To research about
Hmm.
that, why watch dark content. Like, don't watch happy-go-lucky, goody-goody stuff where like a boy
Okay.
and a girl meet and they fall in love and all of that. Just be in a dark room and watch dark stuff.
Okay.
So it came to a point that after that film was done, for 3 or 4 days consecutively, I was getting this one recurring dream. And that dream was, you've seen Shutter Island?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
तो शटर आइलैंड में पता है लियो डिकैप्रियो एक बार एक दूसरे वार्ड में जाता है जहाँ पे जाना अलाउड नहीं है. And there are
Uh-huh.
people in the
Yeah,
jail,
yeah.
like in that jail, who are
Yeah,
coming
yeah.
out.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Uh-huh.
I was getting this dream where I'm walking through a corridor, and there are jails right next to me on both sides, and there are people's hands which are coming out, and they're trying to grab me. And for this was post shoot for 4 days
Okay.
continuously, and it
Uh-huh.
it really was kind of, it took a toll on me. So that was
Okay.
done. That happened. But
Okay.
now when I look at a character or when I look at a scene, I ask a lot of questions. First, what is the character's objective? First, what is the
Hmm.
scene's objective? Sorry.
Hmm.
And then comes what is the character's objective?
Yeah.
Why does he think the way he thinks? Why did he say what
Hmm.
he said at this point of time? What is
Hmm.
his world?
Hmm.
And the other thing is when, for example, if you're having a dialogue,
Yeah.
uh, what is his social stature? Like, is he higher than the person he's talking to? I'm not talking about on a
Yeah.
religious basis, but just
Hmm.
for example, if I'm a watchman and
Hmm.
you are my em like you have employed me,
Yeah.
so the way I speak to you would be a little different.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll
Of
be like,
course.
अरे
Uh-huh.
अरे sir, क्या sir? वो
Uh-huh.
गैप हो जाएगा ना
Uh-huh.
एक.
Uh-huh. Of course.
You get it? Huh. So if two buddies are talking, he'll be talking to him very casually. But
Hmm.
if a professor and a student is talking, he'll talk in a different
Hmm.
way.
Hmm.
If a older brother and a younger brother, if they are having a
Hmm.
dialogue, they'll
Hmm.
they'll speak in a certain way. You get what I
Okay.
mean?
Yeah, I do. I do. Okay.
So it's
So,
that.
huh. Okay. And before this, the whole process of need you mentioned. So right now, I'm in that phase where I'm trying to get the clarity about how an actor functions, so that I can work better in harmony with the actor. And so this is sort of, so to say, method acting, because you
Kind
were
of.
doing everything. Yeah. So Daniel Day-Lewis does that, right? And I was
Sir, yeah,
fascinated
that's
by
right.
that. I was fascinated by that, unless and until I was having this conversation with Leher about method acting in general, and her approach is very different. So she just narrated this one story to me where Marlon Brando was shooting with Al Pacino, and there was a scene where Al Pacino is supposed to be out of breath, right? That's the shot, and Al Pacino told the director that I'll actually run, and then I'll come
Yeah,
and give
yeah,
you the shot. So
yeah.
Marlon Brando just goes like that. If you have to actually go and run just to give that shot, then like तू क्या ही acting कर रहा है? So
Huh.
this flipped my perception and overall vision towards method acting. I'm still trying to get a clarity on that, and it depends on
Bro,
actor to
trust
actor.
me,
But what I
even
thought
I'm
is,
trying to get even I'm trying to get some clarity in this
Acha.
myself.
Hmm.
Yeah, anyway,
Okay.
go.
So no, I was just asking you that only, that where are you in, like, are you discovering your process? Do you have a process, or what is your take on the whole method acting thing as well?
Bro, my process changes from I don't know, from script to script. I
Mhm.
there are some scripts where you do require to go that extra mile and to do whatever that you're doing for locking
Okay.
yourself, uh, watching dark stuff, not talking to people, not
Mhm.
having a shower.
Mhm.
But to create a layered character or to find your character. But
Okay.
there are sometimes you have to approach a script in such a way that you just have to be present.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah, of course.
you just have to be present in life and present in when you're giving a take. If you're
Mhm.
giving a take, you mentally have to. So De Niro did this. If you've seen Irishman,
Yeah. No, I have not.
uh, so there's this.
I mentioned that one of the reasons that it takes me a lot of, like, it
Yeah,
is,
I
I
know.
put a lot of effort to click on an Irishman. Go
I
on.
know, I know.
Sorry.
But
Huh.
so there's this scene where Al Pacino's character and another person, they're having a fight about time. Where Al Pacino
Okay.
thinks that, acha, fine, 10 minutes, if you're late 10 minutes, I understand. Now the other
Hmm.
guy says 15 minutes, I understand.
Hmm.
So they both are having a constant fight, catch at 10 minutes, 15
Yeah.
minutes. So De
Huh.
Niro was so present, and this wasn't in the script, and he said, let's settle at 12.5.
Hmm. Hmm.
And Scorsese said it was so brilliant that everyone started laughing on
Hmm.
set, and we
Yeah,
had to
yeah,
keep
yeah.
it in the final take.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Of course.
So
Even the taxi driver scene, that's improvised by De Niro. You talking
you're
to
talking
me?
to me, yeah, you're
That
talking to me.
Yeah, of
Matthew
course. That is, sorry.
Matthew McConaughey in this,
Mhm. Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
look how it turned out to be.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Do you feel that there are enough amount of challenging characters written for an actor like you currently in Bollywood, specifically Bollywood,
Can you
or
elaborate?
maybe like, that so one part of you is like that hero banna hai, that is there for your childhood
Minimal.
Zubin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
and the other half is that you want to perform characters which are like way different from each other, that you want to challenge yourself, right? That's the core of
Correct.
it, if I'm not wrong. So I'm saying that, do you think at the present moment, whatever is coming out or in last 2 or 3 years, do you think there are characters where you see yourself कि हाँ ये ऐसा कुछ करना है या ऐसा कुछ होना चाहिए? Do you think that is happening around, or do you think it's just missing?
Uh, I think it is happening, but I
Okay,
don't think there's much spotlight given to it.
okay. Can you give an
So,
example?
for example, when Udan came out, it was too good. And at that
Mhm.
point of time, even a Band Baja Barat came out. The
Okay.
spotlight. Now I loved both the films, but
Hmm.
I do feel that Udan wasn't given much of a spotlight. I mean,
Of course.
before coming to UPG and not meeting you guys, I had no clue about Udan.
Oh, okay.
But I knew
Uh-huh.
everything about Band Baja Barat and every scene.
Hmm. Hmm.
So that just says, and I think slowly but surely things are changing. See, I'd like to be optimistic and say that audience is getting smarter, but it's also because of the OTT platforms. I
Hmm.
think, but this is just talking about like the metropolitan cities. Like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm sitting in Mumbai saying this because I
Mhm.
have the access to all of this.
No, but
And
that's not true. Like a guy sitting in Ranchi, in his IIT hostel is also watching Game of Thrones. But the thing is
true,
that they don't have say over mainstream cinema because वहाँ release वो भी नहीं हो रहा है अच्छे से. Why is this happening in every live session, man? I don't know if it's my internet or yours, but you're stuck. Your video is stuck. I think it's my internet. I don't know. Okay, we'll just have to wait for the whole thing to resume. I think my internet is fine. I don't know if I'm stuck on your screen or no. Okay, I guess it was his internet. He left. We hope he'll join soon. A lot of people are commenting. He'll come back. He'll come back. Hopefully soon. Two questions. Okay, we'll take a few questions. Make him imitate Farhan Akhtar, please. Okay. Have you seen Lagan? Please ask him. And how important is cinematic knowledge to become an actor? Okay, we can go for these questions. If there are some other questions, just drop in some comments. We'll wait for him to come. I don't know what's wrong, but we'll have to wrap up the session as well. Uh, उसका recharge खत्म हो गया. Okay, I'll ask him about Lagan. Who's Binod? Yeah, we are all fine looking for Binod. Every time this happens, it gets really awkward, man. One more question. Ask him who his favorite people are. I try to ask him that. Okay, one more question. We want to know the secret behind his beautiful face. Okay. I think I should be more specific. Questions related to acting or maybe films. I'm not sure if he's coming back or no. It's a very awkward see off. If someone can call him up, let's do that. I'll call him up. Okay, two more questions. How is this so charming? Make him answer that. Hello? What happened, Baba? We are waiting. Bro, I have no clue. I think my internet. Okay, so will you be able to come back for like? I'm coming. Yeah, yeah, cool. Let me figure it out. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so he's figuring it out. Hopefully, he'll be back. Subin needs to come back and answer the questions. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He is coming back. He's fixing his internet problem. Something happened with his internet. Uh, what else should we do by then? I don't know. Just have to wait. Okay, one more question. If it's what kind of roles he'd like to take on? Yeah, we can ask him this. Oh yeah, he's back. He's back.
I'm back.
तूने सिर्फ ड्रामेटिक इफेक्ट के लिए किया था ना इंटरनेट बंद, सच्ची
बोल
बता बे.
अब पब्लिक में मत बोल, पब्लिक में मत बोल.
A lot of questions came. Ritik is asking, have you seen Laga? Please ask him. You have
What a
not? Oh,
what a film, bro. Vidar, trust me, the last shot. I
huh.
mean, it was, bro, that movie. Yeah. That
You have
movie
not seen it,
was
no?
no,
You've
bro.
just Laga. You
So
have not seen it.
listen to me. What happened was, Devanshu sir loves Lagan, and Ritik and
Yeah,
I
of course.
we figured it out long ago.
Hmm.
And every time he used to start the conversation about Lagan, every time he used to start his class, he used to start by giving an example from Lagan. कि आपने लगान
Hmm.
पिक्चर देखी है? And Ritik and I noticed. So the next time we came inside the class, we were late, of course, like always. Uh, we came inside and we said, "Sir, लगान पिक्चर में जो लास्ट शॉट उसने मारा था ना सर,
Huh.
क्या शॉट था सर, कमाल शॉट था."
Huh.
And sir was impressed. And Ritik and I looked at each
Hmm.
other and said, "साले तूने लगान नहीं देखी ना?" So I said, "No, bro."
Oh, even he has not seen
Even
Lagan.
he's not seen
Ritik.
it.
Okay, there are some other questions. Like, what are the types of role you would like to take on? There's this one question, and there are a lot of questions like from how are you so cute? How are you so charming? Who are your favorite people? Make him
Who's
imitate
saying?
Farhan. There is Sarah, Viveka. We want to know the secret behind his beautiful face. Let's focus on acting for
Vidar,
now, and
they
then
are, you know they are taking my case for no reason. They
yeah,
are
yeah,
just being
just
cheeky
now,
and cocky.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So just tell me what are the kinds of role you would
Yeah.
like to take on.
Sir, something that constantly challenges me as an actor,
Hmm.
and hero तो बाद में आ ही जाएगा, but later. That is not my
Okay,
priority. In all honesty, that is not my priority right now. That is
okay.
something that genuinely challenges me as an actor. And if I'm being a little more optimistic, then putting a mark of Hindi film industry all around the world.
Mhm,
And now I read it somewhere that I think Babil had posted this where
mhm,
I'm not sure. Someone to posted this where it said that um, कि in global cinema, the Hindi
mhm.
film industry or let's say Bollywood isn't mentioned that much. And we've done
Yeah.
some pretty amazing stuff back in the day as well. So
Hmm.
like we've said, we've settled for mediocrity for the longest of time. And I think with us getting smart and the audience getting smarter, that would change.
Okay.
Now, since that is changing, I do want to make something that will A, challenge me as an actor first, and B, which would put a mark, like Hindi film industry's mark on the global this.
Okay.
Now, this is me being
Okay.
optimistic. If it happens, then very good.
Yeah. And diplomatic.
Not really.
Yeah, people are saying that fuck all diplomatic answer. But we'll
That's
take that
Ajab.
for now. And one more thing. There's one more question from someone that how much of a cinematic knowledge an actor should have before starting his career as an actor? Something. Yeah.
How much knowledge? Sorry, can you repeat that?
How much of like what is your cinematic knowledge? What your cinematic knowledge like? Where does your knowledge stands in terms of overall cinema
Oh,
before you become or before you start as an actor?
I think it's an ongoing process. One can never, it'll take a lifetime to know
Mhm.
and more, probably to know about world cinema.
Of
To
course, yeah, yeah.
मेरे को नहीं आता, मेरे को ज्यादा नहीं पता वर्ल्ड सिनेमा के बारे
Hmm.
में, टू बी वेरी ऑनेस्ट. आई मीन there's too much, like there's so much content out there I still have to discover.
Hmm.
But you shouldn't be daft and you shouldn't be dumb and you shouldn't be in such a state where you don't know anything. I mean, you should
Mhm.
know a fair share and fair amount of stuff that you have to know. It's okay
Yeah.
if you don't know someone's name. Uh,
Audio
it's
is your audio went off. It's okay if you don't know someone, some
Yeah,
of
it's
the
okay.
things.
It's okay if you don't know some of things, like
Hmm.
some people's name. For example, if you don't know who Daniel Day-Lewis is, you don't have to kill yourself and be like, अच्छा fine, fuck मैं actor है मेरे को Daniel Day-Lewis कैसे नहीं मालूम? नहीं
हाँ,
मालूम यार,
हाँ,
ठीक
हाँ,
है, chill करो. You know your craft, no? You should know your
हाँ,
craft.
हाँ.
That's about it.
Yeah, well, are there any specific directors you would like to work with? Like, do you have someone in mind? Like, इनके साथ करना, इनके साथ ये just अभी थोड़ा
Bro,
fantasy type questions कर रहे हैं.
this
Yeah,
this Vidar Joshi, I really am dying to work with him.
of course. I knew it. I knew it.
No, your voice is cracking. What are you saying?
No, I'm not joking. I'm asking you seriously. Are there any
Ah,
directors you
seriously.
would like to? What
Uh,
seriously? Yeah, seriously.
for Vidar Joshi, obviously, first.
Okay.
uh, I wanted to work with Sanjay Leela Bhansali for the longest time. Longest time.
Okay. Uh-huh.
He's been, for me, he's been on the top because I think
Okay.
what he brings out of an actor is something. It's magic. Every time he's donned the director's hat, he's created magic on screen with the actors as well. Not just like the whole overview of like the film, but
Mhm.
he's evolved many actors to he's like a film school, yeah, you know.
Okay.
So
Okay.
he's second on my list after you. Then I
Of course.
have
Of course, Zubin. Of course. Paka.
then Vikram Motwane. Yeah. Vikram Motwane I want to work with. I Vishal Bhardwaj I want to work with.
Mhm.
Vishal Bhardwaj has made some amazing stuff.
Yeah, bro. Makbul.
And I saw
Yeah.
Makbul this lockdown. I couldn't find it anywhere.
Same, same, same. That's why it's just so fresh in my head.
Yeah, it
Same.
is, na? Yeah. Heather, bro.
Alright, bro.
Uh,
Okay.
uh,
And do you, yeah, I'm sure that you will reach there. And overall, the conversation has been pretty good, but we have to end with one questions which we got a lot of times. What's your khubsurati ka raaz? Like a lot of people are asking why you're so charming, why you're so cute,
sir,
and this and that.
they are just,
Please, Zubin sir,
they are just,
answer this, please.
sir, they are just taking my case, sir. There's nothing like that. And
I'm just joining.
there's nothing charming about Zubin Shah at all. No, I'm just
Okay.
joking. I'm just joking. There is a lot of things. But nothing, bro. Just be like natural, na? Just coffee.
Ach,
Coffee is the secret of my energy.
acha. You're
Right now,
so cute. Okay, like yeah, you should have some conversations offline as well. But overall, it's been fun, man.
yes, sir.
Because we could have gone for a longer time, but Instagram will cut off the video in I guess like 5 minutes or 10 minutes. But
Are you serious?
yeah, it's just 1 hour limit over there, na. So I hope you had fun, man. Like I was
I
looking
loved
forward
it.
to this one.
I was
Woo.
looking forward to as well. Now I'm looking
Yes, man.
forward to at the time when I'll ask you questions and you will go live.
I just discussed that before the live started that a lot of people are texting me. You talked about that, so I'm just gonna go live one day and we'll just do that one day. I hopefully.
Please, please,
So
please.
yes, yes. So and we'll have our existential conversation someday offline, man, because we
We
have
didn't have that existential conversation today,
we
yaar.
have 5 minutes. What do you want to talk about that? We have
So
5 minutes, I guess.
I have a very interesting. No, you talk about like
No, 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 no,
existentialism.
no, no. You just say something. If I have something to add on to that, I'll talk about that.
Uh, what is the purpose of your existence?
My
Like basic
existence.
generic, your
Base.
existence in general and your existence.
See, man, the thing is that life didn't, like human beings or any form of life didn't evolve with a purpose scientifically. So logically, there is no purpose to life in general. And this whole chaos is created for some XYZ reason. But now in this chaos, you have to find your purpose. So for now, my purpose is to find that purpose. This is
Very
what
good.
I feel. And,
Yeah,
and
that is.
for that, I'm doing filmmaking as my art form to explore myself and to understand what my purpose is. Like very संक्षिप्त रूप में मैं आपको इसका जवाब बता रहा हूँ. आपको क्या
Sir,
लगता है एंड में आप
I
अगर कर रहे हैं, बहुत लोग बोल रहे हैं यार नहीं किया तो बुरा लग जाएगा लोगों
क्या
को एंड में
क्या
यू डू
क्या
फॉर एंड क्लोज द होल सेशन ठीक है
that is my benchmark as an actor. No, क्या करना है फरहान अख्तर कर चल.
या
But I
सो
quite agree with you, man. I mean, like reading a little more about like existentialism and all, I've come to like conclusion that there is no purpose. I mean, it has happened because it has happened. Now it is up to you to find your purpose and to give it your 100%. You know,
Mhm.
so it's like find your ikigai. It's this
Mhm.
Japanese term, which again Jibika
Yeah.
only told me about because she was reading about it and she's really into it. And I do
Okay.
agree, man. I mean, everyone has come with their own purpose and they
Hmm.
have to stick to it 100% no matter what happens.
Okay.
So, like the way
Yeah.
you were asking me about how do you face rejection, I know I'm meant for this,
Hmm.
you know?
Nice.
So,
वाह सर.
no.
अंत पे तो आप लेकर गए, ऊपर लेकर गए conversation को. अब now just give a overall overview so that we can close this conversation with your Farhan Akhtar imitation and I'll just shut up.
uh,
You have to close this conversation with this,
yeah.
your coffee with budget पे
Uh,
बहुत सारा.
बहुत, बहुत. Uh, how does the whole thing start? Like, if you remember?
Which the fight scene?
Yeah,
उसने
the
बोला.
one. हाँ, अच्छा, okay. हाय गाइस, मेरा नाम फरहान है. अभी उसने कहा तूने कहा कि नहीं? अर्जुन, please tell me to slap him. Just tell me to slap him. Slap him? What is wrong with you, man? I'll get you a new phone. I was just joking, which is not funny. वो कॉल मेरे लिए इंपॉर्टेंट था और तू ये कूल ऑफ फनी का लेबल पहन के ढूंढ के मैं कर सकता हूँ क्या? It's always like इमरान ने ये किया, he's so funny. इमरान ने वो किया, he's so cool. Grow up. चलती गाड़ी से फोन बाहर फेंकना was not funny. मेरी गर्लफ्रेंड के साथ इन्वॉल्व होना was not funny.
Nice, nice. Yes, I know why people. Actually, I can't mention where we were, but we were somewhere, and like just one random girl came, and you're like, you are that ZNMD imitation guy, na?
I know.
ये
Bro,
तुम्हारी
college.
तो बात.
Say whatever, bro. College was fun.
College was fun, man.
College was
So yeah, on that note, with Zubin's biggest acting, like what do you call it, guilty pleasure maybe?
guilty.
Uh, Guilty.
Cheap
So we
thrill.
had a lot of fun, and I hope you also had fun. And man, looking forward to like discuss a lot of more things with you, maybe online, maybe offline. So
Yes,
chalo
sir.
sir, namaskar, milte. Bye bye,
Bye.
good night, bye bye.
Bye.